Hey, what's up everyone, Nyle here, and welcome to my ultimate guide for Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals. In this video, I'm going to be going over Spider-Man combos, tips and tricks, web swing mechanics, and more. The first thing I want you to understand with Spider-Man is that this character has an assassin-like build. You need to be comfortable getting in and out of fights and how your web swing mechanic works, because you want to make sure that you are able to get into fights comfortably and exit fights at a moment's notice. Spider-Man works best when you can harass enemy backlines and pick apart opponents who are out of position. Let's talk about some Spidey combos. Your optimal Spidey kill combo is right click followed up by a web pull. After your web pull, go for one left click, uppercut, and then left click again. Make sure you turn your camera and face towards your opponent when you go for that melee attack. Your amazing combo uppercut has a surprising amount of range to it, so make sure you use that to your advantage. Spider-Man will only launch himself towards an opponent with his web pull if they have a spider tracer on them. So if you right click and then web pull immediately, it will pull your opponent towards you. You can then go for a left click into uppercut followed up by 2 more left clicks. And if you have your ultimate, perform the same combo, but after you uppercut, use your ultimate. Your ultimate can catch opponents who are trying to use movement abilities to escape. Spider-Man also has a few tech that he can perform. This one I'm calling triple jump. To perform this tech, start by mashing the jump button and mashing your uppercut button. After performing the uppercut, Spider-Man will be granted a third jump in which you can then use a melee or whatever attack you would like. If you're out of web swings and you want to easily take down an aerial opponent, you could use triple jump to do so. When swinging the Spider-Man, you can cancel the swing to maintain your momentum, and your uppercut will also carry your momentum while you are drifting. To change your trajectory, point your crosshair downwards towards the ground at your opponent. This will allow your uppercut to hit your opponent. What's amazing about this tech is that you can cross up your opponent with this tech. All my fighting game players know what a cross up is. A cross up is when you hit someone in front of you and then you go behind them, which makes it even more confusing for your opponent to know where in the world they just got hit from. Because of the momentum carry you get from the tech, the spider drift is excellent for killing someone quickly and then getting out of the fight. And it's great for killing airborne opponents. Now that we know our combos, let's discuss how web swinging works. The direction and how you web swing is all dependent upon where your crosshair is pointing at. If your crosshair is just pointing upwards towards the sky, Spider-Man will automatically web swing using the closest object towards him. This will give you sort of a random swing, and sometimes it's really hard to determine your trajectory. In this clip, notice how the game automatically locks me on to the circular object in the top right hand corner. This is what happens when you just randomly point your crosshair upwards into the sky. You will basically web onto anything that is closest towards you. But when you point your crosshair at a building, you will automatically web onto that building, allowing for you to more easily manipulate where your trajectory will be and where you can go after you flip off of the web. On Sword Path First Point, you can use this web swing spot right here to attack opponents that are at this positioning right here. Most of the time you'll have enemies in this area because the enemies will stay near that door because there's a health pack inside that room, and you can access the high ground where enemies will sometimes hang out. An optimal aerial combo you can do is that you can shoot your webs with your right click while you're landing onto your opponent, then go for an aerial left click melee attack followed up by either an uppercut, or if you have them hit with a web tracer, go ahead and go for that web pull. In an overtime scenario on Tokyo 2099, if you're trying to touch point as fast as possible, try out this web swinging path route. This is like the best way to touch point ASAP on Tokyo 2099. Using this same web swinging route, you can also access high ground to attack your opponents that are below you. With this vantage point here, you can easily see the objective, web down onto your opponent, and you can also access other high grounds that your enemies may be standing on. This is a really good high ground to use because you can easily land your webs onto your opponent. If you see someone who's out of position, you can get a KO quick and then escape. On Untitled Royal Palace, try to put your crosshair towards arches or lower points on the ceiling. It will make it a little bit easier for you to swing through the openings of the doors and get all the way to the objective. If you're facing the other entrance to Untitled Royal Palace, always go to the right side, walk a little bit before you get to the second door, and then go for your web swing. You can't really web swing when you go through that second door because sometimes you'll fly right into the ceiling, so you gotta be careful of the arches in the ceiling. On Odin's Archive, look to web on the chandelier on the first point. That will make it easiest for you to get all the way to the objective, and then once you see the golden archways, walk through there, web, and you'll get to the objective. The last thing I want to talk about in this video are wall crawl settings and positioning with Spider-Man. In your settings, turn on hold to wall crawl and hold to run on walls. Both of these settings are extremely good because you can just simply hold the spacebar to run on a wall, and you can hold your left click button to run on a wall. This is nice because if you need to easily get off a wall, you can just release the spacebar, or if you want to transition from crawling on the wall to running on the wall, you can easily do so by releasing left click or holding left click. With this setting on, you can also hold the space button and stand above your opponents and simply get the drop on them if you need to. Now let's talk about positioning and web pull. By pointing your crosshair at a flat wall, Spider-Man will launch himself towards that wall. This is very good to use in combination with your uppercut. With Spider-Man, you either want to punish opponents who are out of position, or you want to put opponents in bad positioning. Abilities like web pull and the web launch combo that you can get from the Spider Tracer are excellent for these two purposes. In this example, I noticed that Hella was out of position and I immediately capitalized on her horrible positioning. Spider-Man is a melee-based character at heart. Don't be afraid to get into the fray. Use walls and high ground to give yourself cover and then wait for the right opportunity to poke at your opponent and then pop in. Because of your high mobility, Spider-Man is also one of the best peeling characters in the game, which means if you have enemies who are behind you trying to flank, you can easily get there, defeat the flanker, and then get out. One of the most underrated tools in Spider-Man's kit is his double jump. Against Vanguard characters who are a little bit taller, you can start using your uppercut in situations in which you're a little bit higher off the ground and you will still be able to scoop them up because of your uppercut's range. And when enemies look to aim at you or chase you down, use triple jump to escape or to continue an attack. Thank you for watching this video. This video took an extremely long time and took hours, and I mean hours of me labbing Spider-Man. I've probably spent a total about 6 to 7 hours labbing Spider-Man in just the training mode itself to find some of these tech. So if you enjoyed this video and really learned something from it, please like, comment, share, subscribe. It would help the channel out a ton. I'm also streaming every day of the Marvel Rivals Closed Alpha over on my Twitch. You can go check that out, linked in the description. I'm giving away Marvel Rivals Closed Alpha codes every single day. My name is Nyle. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.